Hey guys, back home, back in uniform. Before I show you the commentary track of Batman Shoots Whales, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I made this film. I figured 6.5 minutes is just not it's just not long enough for me to tell you everything that I wanted to tell you about this film. So I figured first that the first thing I'll tell you is just how I made it. Or how it came to be at first, and really it all started with words on a board. We were in an intro to cinema screen studies class, and this project was to do a movie that had, I don't know, 3 requirements. One was a flashback, one was a crash edit, and one was parallel action. We had to have all 3 of these things in this short 3-minute sequence. And the plot of the movie, well, it was all based on random words that were put on a whiteboard in class, and we got this, and we came up with Batman Shoots Whales. And I think our first idea was that Batman gets hit in the head or something, goes crazy, and actually goes out to SeaWorld, and for some reason is convinced that the whales are responsible for killing his parents or something. So he goes out to SeaWorld and is about to shoot this whale. I figure I was gonna use like a claymation stop motion whale. But everyone else kind of like stuck their nose up at it and decided instead. Eventually, I just figured, okay, well, how about we do kind of a semi-serious Batman? Not really quite Dark Knight, but semi-serious. You know, have a Batman. He goes after a guy named Whales, and first I thought of a fat guy named Whales, but surprisingly, there were a shortage of fat actors that I could get at the time, of overweight actors, if I've offended anybody. But instead we decided we got me, who I'm not quite fat. There's a few bulges here and there that I'm not really proud of, but yeah, I don't look fat, so I decided, okay, well, that would be the irony. My name is Whales. I'll just call myself Jack Whales. So, okay, we have a corrupt DA, and figured I started writing it, and at first I wasn't really very enthusiastic about this whole project. I was telling everybody, oh, I'm making a Batman movie. I mean, everyone else was doing like their capstones, these movies that they were making with actual professional equipment, and I didn't have that. I had a Handycam. I had the webcam. I had an iPhone. I was using toys for props, but I figured, after a while, I just figured, you know, what the hell? I'll just, I got carried away, and basically, all of us got carried away. Myself, Andrew Malloy, Kevin Farrell, and Brendan Blooney, and Brian Camporos. It took a while for me to figure it out because your name is, I keep thinking you're Michael Cera. Everyone in class calls you Michael Cera. Sorry. Yeah, we all pretty much, got carried away with this picture and started pitching in ideas here and there, and I mostly got carried away, and yeah, so I'm really proud of this picture. So I'm really proud of this picture, despite certain limitations we had. I'm really proud of this movie, and I figured I might as well talk to you a little bit more about this film. So here it is. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, and we're back, and this is the exterior part. Hall is the interior part. Hall, and with Brian doing all this. This was not directed by me, but by Matt, from what I can understand, because I was not present for the first hour of shooting. This is all me in my own dorm room, dressed up in the bat suit. Just because I was lying around, I felt like I could pad it out just by a little bit and just go ahead and make this little suit-up scene. And just to intro the movie, and this title sequence was done by a Google image, and just kind of did that, and did it kind of a retro style. I wanted this to be a really retro kind of movie. The music is by Lalo Schifrin from Magnum Force, the second Dirty Harry film. And yeah, and by the way, I gave Brendan Blooney here an assistant director credit and an associate producer credit, really because he had very little to do with this movie. Not that he didn't try. It wasn't that I didn't let him do anything. It was just not really a whole lot for him to do. So thank you, Brendan, for actually just showing up. that's my thank you for showing up and being there just in case we needed you. Um, yeah, and this is me getting out of the car. This is Kevin's car. He was a little worried that I couldn't drive, and I'm not a very good driver, to be quite honest, so I'm just glad I didn't destroy that. That is, of course, not a real car. That is a car that was actually bought by Kevin at a price chopper, so I can use this in this green screen shot here. This got a really good laugh at the premiere. It's just one of those really fake special effects, but it's just so fun to watch. And oh, I gotta talk to you about the underwear here. The underwear is, I was originally gonna have him wear trunks. We had to grab all this stuff. I made that Batman signal here. And this zoom out shot, I'm gonna tell you about the zoom out shot. That's of course a big no-no for one particular instructor, but I figured we weren't doing it for him. It was just a good shot. There's not a lot of zooms nowadays in Hollywood films. And of course he's going up the same flight of stairs over and over and over again. And it's just 3 stories. It's not even the same building. As you can see, the exterior was a completely different building, and of course was done in the daytime. And hopefully nobody noticed, but you know, we were working with no budget really, with just 5 guys behind the camera. And that's not a tarp, by the way, that's a tablecloth. A lot of people say that's a tarp that he's wearing as a cape. Kicks down the door, and he doesn't kick down the door, it's just a crash edit there. The back of the head is, of course, is not me. The back of Whales' head, that's Zach, and that's my brother is doubling for me because I was unavailable. I was actually, on the first day of shooting, I just came up with a shot list for them to do while I was gone because I was rehearsing for Midsummer Night's Dream. And so I just ran out there and told them what to do. The Batman underwear that Kevin brought, I guess he already had it, so I just figured, okay, wear it. I was originally going to have him wear swim trunks, but the underwear was like, you know, it's probably going to get a few laughs, and I figured, why not? Why not? The Batman mask was, this was made, we did this in early May. We did not have access to a Halloween store. We could have bought one from online, but it would have cost, we would have been waiting. So this Batman mask was done. I had my brothers come all the way from the Utica area, all the way to Oswego, just to get me the Batman mask that I had lying around in my room, because we just couldn't find any Batman masks anywhere. Everything else we could make. This flashback was done in Studio A of Oswego in this communications building in the Lanigan, and Sarah there came in just at the last minute, and thank God for her for actually showing up and getting shot with a smog machine that I didn't even know would work, and it apparently did. This fog machine, sorry. The orange juice here, I stole that. Liz gave us permission to shoot in her room. But we did not ask permission to raid her fridge. So it was just an acting moment. I needed to do something. And this character needed to be smug and drink something, and he didn't have a beer, so I just figured, okay, orange juice is good enough. Grabbed it and took a swig here. It's a really odd move, but I just figured why not, and I later made it up to her by buying her a new orange juice. These close-ups of Batman, of course, originally broke the 180 degree rule, so I flipped them in post. So you can notice that the lighting is a little bit different. It's obviously on the wrong side, but it was the only way I could get it to work. And this shot here of me, this was one of the last things we shot in her dorm. Really, we did it all one take with somebody feeding me lines because I just couldn't do it. Oh yeah, back to the the first hour of shooting in this. I was not available, so Zach doubled me. And you can tell because of hair color, or hair shortage. Whatever. Oh, I love this shot here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. This gunshot was done with a whiteout effect rather than any after effects. And when I showed that to my kid sister, 8-year-old little sister, she went outside the house and started to cry because she was like, I don't want Steven to die. I had to tell her it was all fake. I had to show her the blooper reel to show her that it was fake. That is not Kevin. That is me. in my own dorm. I needed that shot. I needed that last line, but we were unfortunately kind of kicked out, and we were rushing. I didn't feel like directing him at the time to do that line again, to that take again, so I just figured I would do it myself later, and I did. And I apologize to you, Kevin, for stealing that moment from you. But apparently nobody noticed, and a lot of people like this movie, or at least I hope. Thank you for listening.